This week on Wildcat News, we discuss the importance of voter registration.
We meet 2 new additions to the cheer team.
And we recognize a team that has brought home a state title.
All these stories and more coming up because Wildcat News starts now.
Good morning, West Johnston. I'm Mason Butcher.
And I'm Caroline Carlson.
Last month, students gathered in the cafeteria to sign up for voter registration. Miranda Bean reports.
On Thursday, September 27th, the opportunity to register to vote was offered to students at all lunches. Senior Adriana Pena was one of the students that registered and explains why she was motivated to get involved.
My dad's, his residency expires in 1 year. So we don't know what's going to happen after it expires. We don't know if he's going back home or if I'm ever going to see him again. So I registered to vote because I've been seeing a lot of the immigration things that are going on and the shelters that they have with the kids and everything.
Pena and civics teacher Kimberly Drown both feel it's important for young adults to get involved in every election.
It is very important for young people to have a voice. People don't take you seriously when you're 17, 18 years old. They think you're just, doing things to prove your parents wrong. It's very important to vote because you need to let other people know that you do have a say in how we turn out.
Young people make up the smallest percentage of voters. And so the fact that their voice is not being heard is evident in the laws that are passed and the legislation and policies that are implemented. And if young people did vote, more of their voice would be heard and those policies would change.
Drown shares what she feels new voters should think about before casting their ballot.
I think it's really important for a first-time voter to know what their personal beliefs are. I don't think you can go and vote without knowing what you believe. So, for example, finding out about the political parties, what their platforms and their planks are, and then deciding, oh, do I believe that? Do I agree? Do I disagree? Otherwise, you're going to vote blindly.
Pena explains why she feels people should vote.
If they don't vote, they don't really have a decision. They can't really talk about how the outcomes happened or any of the decisions anyone else is making because they didn't vote. You could change so many different things and then you go out there and complain about how you wish things were like this and you didn't take time out of your day to go and vote.
Drown says that if you're not able to vote, there are other ways to get involved in the political community.
You can volunteer with a campaign, a candidate that's running for office. You can volunteer with a political party, and that can be one of the 2 major parties or a third party. You could also just do research and find out what the political parties are all about, the planks and the platforms, so you know where you stand, so you'll be more educated.
I'm Miranda Bean, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Miranda. The cheer team has new smiling faces this year. This year, the football field has new faces as 2 male cheerleaders have joined the team. For senior Anton Patterson, the idea of cheering was sparked for him in middle school because he was inspired by another male cheerleader.
I was in the 7th or 8th grade, and the high schools usually come to middle schools for events. And one of the events, I think it was a game or something, and there's this male cheerleader, this first male cheerleader I've ever seen. His name was Kashim. And he could flip, he could jump really high, and I was like, wow, if he can do it, I know I can. So he's the reason I tried cheerleading.
Junior Elia Arroyo always had an interest in cheering, but it took the persuasion of many of his friends to finally join.
Being a guy cheerleader is fun because, one, there's not really that much guys, which there should, and it is just fun because you get to be with your friends and just hang out with them.
Arroyo says that starting off, it was a little tricky to learn the cheers.
I did not know what they were, but then after later, you learn them and you get to, put your sass into it and have fun with them and just add your own taste to it.
It was hard for Patterson to deal with the controversy over being a male cheerleader at first, but he learned how to ignore it.
You guys don't know me and you're basing everything off something you don't even know, It got to the point where I just decided if I give them the reaction they want, they'll continue to do as they are. So I tuned them out and positivity.
Because of the backlash Arroyo thought he would get over being a male cheerleader, he was nervous for the first game.
And once I got out there and saw my other friends doing it too, I overcame that and I was just like, you know, I'm going to do what I like to do, and just did it. And after the game, I felt really good about myself that I did it.
Arroyo has advice for those interested in cheering.
You know, just do you. You know, it's your high school years, and who's going to tell you what to do and what not to do, and just do it.
Now let's head over to Grayson Betts with the rundown.
I'm Grayson Betts and welcome to the Rundown. Here's the last week's scores. Last Wednesday, tennis lost 9-0 against Clayton, and varsity soccer lost 2-3 against Triple S in overtime. Thursday, varsity volleyball won 3-0 against East Wake, and varsity soccer lost 3-1 against Triple S. Friday, varsity football lost 28-21 against Triple S. Now for the game of the week.
Last Wednesday, varsity soccer hosted the Smithfield-Selma Spartans. Josh Hendren assists Ivan Pastrana for the goal.
Good. Yeah, it's better. Is it running back? I feel like even though
Ethan Brinkley makes a save off of an attempt at goal. Austin Russell scores a penalty to put the game into overtime. John Tellez and Austin Russell score penalties in overtime. The Wildcats lost 5-4 in the penalty shootout.
The gymnastics team was recently recognized for their placement in a statewide competition. Mason Butcher reports.
On Friday, September 28th, the gymnastics team was recognized for their state championship win. Senior Abigail Harrison took home second place and believes that the team deserved this acknowledgement.
It was really amazing because I feel like throughout my freshman, sophomore, junior year, we didn't really get recognized for a lot of things, so knowing that we got recognized this year really means a lot, especially since we got rings.
Junior Carly Chapman feels that a gymnastics state championship is different compared to other sports competitions.
Well, for this one, we compete against all the high schools, not just one. In football, I mean, I know they compete against more than one, but they build up into brackets, I guess, and they compete against each other. We compete against all of them, so we beat everybody.
Chapman feels that the team has made history.
It feels good because we're the first team to win, so they'll be like, oh, this is the first team to ever win a state championship, and that might not happen again. I mean, hopefully it will.
This win means a lot to Harrison, and she believes it is appreciated by the school as well.
Being the first state champions in this school's history really is amazing to know that we're representing West Johnston finally as state champions, because I feel like that's a representation that the school needs.
Thanks, Mason. Tonight, golf and soccer are home. Tomorrow, volleyball is away. Friday, football is home for homecoming. Monday, soccer is home for senior night, and volleyball begins conference tournament play. Come out and support your fall athletes. I'm Grayson Betts, and that's your week's rundown.
Thanks, Grayson. Netflix is a commonly used TV and movie streaming service, but is it putting cable companies out of business? Allison Wade reports.
A survey in 2017 done by Netflix shows that 61% of its young adult users binge-watch 2 to 6 episodes in one sitting compared to around 36% that mostly watch cable. Sophomore Ashley Hall shares why she prefers to watch movies on cable.
I don't really find too many movies on Netflix that I would want to watch, but they do have a lot of older movies on demand that pop up every once in a while that are pretty interesting to watch.
Hall finds herself watching more TV shows on Netflix than cable because of the convenience.
They have all the seasons of it and all the orders, so you can just watch the whole TV show if you didn't catch it when it came on actual TV. And you can't really do that on cable unless you've been watching from the start. You can't really see the entire TV show.
Hall feels that Netflix exclusive shows are unfair.
There's one TV show you want to watch, but you don't necessarily want to pay for the whole subscription. I think it's kind of unfair that they have their own kind of things that you can't watch anywhere else.
Sophomore Peyton Long says that commercials ruin TV for him and that Netflix is a better alternative because he can binge watch episodes.
Don't have to worry about sitting through commercials or anything. You can just go ahead and watch it episode after episode. Probably kind of a bad thing because people, especially me, binge watch it like crazy.
Long explains why he thinks cable is becoming unpopular.
I don't think cable has that much of a lifetime anymore. I mean, it's just a lot more people prefer to actually have more easily accessible things like Netflix, Hulu, and especially with all these channels, especially like ESPN, you can get subscriptions to them where you can watch games on your phone anywhere. And it's just, cable's becoming more obsolete by the day.
I'm Allison Wade, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Allison.
Well, that's all for us this week. If you have any comments, questions, or story leads, email us at wjstudentmedia@gmail.com or send us a tweet at wjstudentmedia.
And if you want to watch Wildcat News at home, on the go, or catch up on past episodes, go to wjstudentmedia.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Mason Butcher.
And I'm Carolyn Carlson. Thanks for watching and have a great week.